girls, how we doing today? It's Matt from Music Producer School. Hope y'all are doing well. It's Tuesday. It's about 11 a.m. my time. Thank you guys for joining me. So before we get started today, be sure I just put the link in the comments to join the Music Producer School community. I finally got the audio worked out over there. So what we're doing is on Saturdays, after class on Saturday, I'm going only to the Music Producer School community, which is a private community. It's free to join, so just click join on that link and I'll approve you as soon as I finish class today. Or if you're coming on the replay, be sure to hit join and I'll approve you as soon as I can get to it. So what we're doing on Saturdays after class there is I'm letting you post your tracks either via a YouTube link or a SoundCloud link or something where we can stream it online on the page. And I'm going to listen to it live with everyone there. And I'm going to give you my feedback on it, what we can do to make your tracks better. Everything from the mixing, the songwriting, the arrangement, all that stuff. So be sure to go join the Music Producer School community. And let's go ahead and get started. So today's theme, or this week's theme rather, is going to be vocals. So I'm not really going to get into any stuff in the workstation today, either in Ableton or FL Studio. I'm also, for all my Pro Tools people out there, I'm a big Pro Tools user as well. We're going to hit some Logic very soon also, so y'all sit tight if I haven't gotten to your DAW yet. Also, I'm going to be putting out some courses soon on how to produce a specific genre. I'll probably start with Ableton since that's my preferred program, but it can kind of apply to anything. So if you guys have any suggestions and a specific genre that you'd like me to cover in a course, be sure to leave me a comment. And also, if you're watching right now, I see we got a few people on. Go ahead and say hello and let me know where you're watching from, because I just checked out my analytics the other day and we got people all over the world watching, which is super cool. So leave me a comment, let me know where you're from, and hit the share button on this stream so we can spread the love to some more producers. So anyway, with vocals, I'm going to keep this one short today because I wanted to cover some basic stuff just to make sure everybody's on the same page before we get deep into recording vocals, mixing vocals. Editing vocals is a big one that I like to cover, and also just the little extras that you can do with vocals. So what I wanted to start out with today was I wanted to show you guys some of the different vocal microphones that you can use when you're recording vocals. And I wanted to start out for all my beginner people out there. I wanted to show you, and this is going to be a little bit more of a gear related class today. So I wanted to show you some of the better microphones that if you're just getting into the game of producing. Also, hey, if you're a producer out there watching, and this could be now or on the replay later on, let me know, are you actually recording your own vocals? Meaning, are you actually having artists come in and you're recording their vocals? Or are you just downloading like acapellas from websites and doing more like remix type stuff? Let me know how you're getting your vocals, because depending on what people say, I mean, I'm going to cover everything, but I would like to start off, if most people are just doing acapellas, which if you're not familiar with that term means just the vocal. So when DJs do remixes or producers do remixes, what they're typically doing is getting an acapella, which is the vocal only track from a song. So you may have, let's say, like a Bruno Mars acapella or a Britney Spears acapella or Rihanna or Drake or whoever it may be, and you may just take that vocal only and put your own music to that, and that's a remix. So let me know in the comments if you are recording your own vocals, because kind of what I wanted to start with today was showing you some of the microphones that I like to use and have used over the years. And I'm going to go from the cheapest all the way up to the most expensive stuff. And if you're kind of just a beginner or you're just getting some gear, I'm going to show you some of my recommendations as far as what gear I think is worth getting. So let me go ahead and start with... let me show you guys the microphone that I use now, which is I use for pretty much all of my vocals, and it is called the Shure SM7B. Now, a lot of you guys and girls have probably seen this microphone before. It's this one right up here in the upper right hand corner. This microphone I really enjoy because I've found over the years, I've used a ton of different microphones over the years, and this one microphone, if I honestly could only use one microphone, I would use this microphone. The reason for that is because I just find that it kind of does everything, and it does everything pretty well. And what I mean by that is you can record vocals, you can put it on a guitar, you can put it on drums, you can put it on all kinds of stuff, and it always seems to work well. It's not necessarily going to be the absolute best at everything, but it's going to do everything well. And I think that this thing runs about, let me see how much it costs nowadays. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's about $400 US. I'm not sure internationally what that's going to run, but a little bit more. But again, if I could only recommend one microphone for you to get, I would definitely recommend the Shure SM7B. The nice thing about it also is it's what's called a dynamic microphone. A lot of the microphones that you see in studio pictures are going to look more like this, which is what's called a condenser microphone. So if you see something like this, this is called a condenser microphone. Hey, Vanrick, thanks for the comment. It's good to see you're recording your own vocals. Hey, if you're recording your own vocals, Vanrick, let me know what type of microphone you're using. Put it in the comments. So this is a condenser microphone. Now, these microphones are a little more sensitive, especially in the top end. So if you have something like a female vocal that's going to have a lot of bright top end stuff that you want to capture, ideally, if you could use something like this would work great. But again, if you can only pick one microphone to use for everything, and we're all on a budget of some sort, I would definitely recommend the Shure SM7B. Now, let me show you guys another microphone that some other microphones that I've used before. Let me see if I want to go. Yeah, let's keep going from the less expensive end. So I just want to give you guys some ideas as far as what type of stuff you can use. Now, I have heard some really good things about these Warm Audio microphones. I've not used them myself, but for the price, I've heard some really good things about them, so those may be worth checking out. This right here, the Studio Projects C1 microphone, this one runs, I want to say, about $100. Studio Projects C1. Let's see how much that one's running right now. Yeah, they must have went up in price a little bit because I think a lot of people started using them. So about $250, $299 US dollars. If you're looking for a good condenser microphone to get into the game with, I would say that the Studio Projects, I've also used a good bit. That's an excellent microphone as well. That's on the condenser side. So let me go AKG C414. Yeah, Vanrick. That's an awesome microphone. I've used that one as well. Let's pull that one up. I tell you what's really cool about the AKG microphones is you can get them in these pairs, like in this photo. I don't know if it wants to pull that up or not for me. It must be bringing me to a website. So, like in this photo right here, we have the pair of C414s, and when you can do these stereo pairs, I like to use and have used these before as overhead microphones for drums. For like acoustic guitars, you can put them in what's called an XY pattern, where instead of spreading them out in a stereo, you can actually put them one on top the other. Let me see if they actually have probably an example of that on Google Images here. Yeah, so you see how something like this right here, you can do an XY, or you can do, I would probably do it more like this picture right here. Because what happens is when you can put them right on top of each other like this, The capsules that actually capture the microphone recording, they aren't out of phase, and we're going to talk about phase in much more depth, and I'm going to kind of give y'all better examples than just talking about it. I'll actually show you what it is, but it just sounds like everything is nice and tight and in phase. Yeah, the 414s are great for vocals. Yeah, I see somebody saying here, I can't see your name, but it says I download acapellas for remixes. Yeah, so I've done a ton of remixes. That's a great way to get started if you don't have a microphone to get started with. So Van Rick, yeah, the C414 is an awesome microphone, but as you guys can see, it runs about a little over $1,000 just for one of them. So that's going to be a little bit out of most of our price ranges. So if you guys are absolutely trying to get something cheap to go with, let me put one vote in for this as well. Behringer, which is a company that's has typically made a little bit more on the cheaper side microphones. They actually have come out with some pretty decent stuff. I've not used, I want to say I've used the B1 condenser before, which is, it looks like it runs about $119. So that may be an avenue you could look at. Now, if you're going for the cheapest, the cheapest microphone, and especially something, since we're talking about vocals this week, I wanted to kind of focus on that. So if you're going for the cheapest microphone, but at the same time, the cheapest, but also the best quality, I would recommend another Shure microphone, which is the SM58. And the SM58 is nothing crazy looking. It just looks like this. And this microphone you can usually get for about $100. And again, it does a lot of things well. You can do vocals, guitars, drums, all kinds of stuff with it, and it always is going to work very consistently well. Not the best necessarily, but it's going to work well for a lot of different things. Now, the thing with the Shure SM58, and also to a degree the SM7, the first one that I told you that I really like and use, you may have to boost with some EQ the high end a little bit with these microphones, but you can typically do just a little bit and it'll get you in the same ballpark as these condenser microphones. The other nice thing is they're not quite as sensitive as condenser microphones, which means you can really yell and scream into them and it's not going to overload the microphone as easily. So for price and quality, if I had to just choose one, I would go with this Shure SM58 microphone. That for me, you know, it's going to be a microphone that'll last you for years and years and years. And it really will be able to give you professional quality recordings on a lot of different sources. So as far as recommendations on vocal mics, that's kind of where I would start if you're not using anything yet. But like I said, if you're not able to record your own vocals yet, go and get yourself some acapellas and download those and start working with vocals and mixing them and EQing them, compressing them, and start learning how vocals react to these different types of effects. So to get you guys started, like I said, I want to make sure everybody's starting kind of on the same page. So I wanted to cover if you're recording your own vocals or if you're just getting into recording your own vocals, these are some of the microphone choices that I would recommend. Now, let me say one more thing before we move on. If you get a microphone like this, you're going to need an interface to plug it into your computer and actually get your vocals into the computer. So you're not just going to be able to buy the SM58. You're going to need the SM58, and then you're going to need some type of interface to plug into your computer so that you can plug the microphone into the interface. So if you're trying to really go and save some money and go the cheapest route, I would recommend this Blue Yeti microphone, which this is the one that I've been using, the Blue Yeti. It's the silver one. I believe the colors don't really matter. It's just your color preference. but I use this Blue Yeti. It's actually what I'm speaking to you on right now. You see here on eBay, you can get one for about $89. And the cool thing about this is if you look at the bottom here, it's got a USB port on it. So what that means is you're not going to have to get a separate interface. You can literally just buy this microphone and the USB cable will plug right into the microphone and will plug right into your computer. And that way you can literally open up FL Studio, Ableton, whatever you want. Let me show you. I'll show you how it works with my Ableton here really quickly. So when you plug in your Blue Yeti microphone, it's going to just automatically appear as an interface. So that's pretty cool because if you see I go here in my preferences, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. That's not going to zoom the preferences, unfortunately. So right here in audio, I've got Yeti stereo microphone shows up as an interface itself. So that's cool because what that does is, again, it allows you to just instantly pull up your vocals on the mic right into your program. You don't have to worry about a separate interface. So the final thing I wanted to cover today is I wanted to show you if you don't have a microphone and let's say you can't afford a microphone yet. I wanted to show you some places that you can go to get some acapellas. So I have, let me go into my bookmarks here because I have so many, and let me find where I have these acapella sites. Yeah, so Acapellas for You, which is, the website is acapellas, the number 4u.co.ck. This is a website that I like to use where you can download acapellas. I believe that they give you a free few downloads in order to download some free stuff first before you have to pay for anything. So this is a really great resource, and they typically have some pretty good up-to-date songs that you can get the acapellas for. Again, if you just go to acapellasforyou.co.uk, or if you just Google acapellas for you, that should give you a good place to get started. Now, another thing you can do is just Google free acapellas. I believe this is another good one that I've used before, looperman.com. They have all kinds of free loops, waves, sounds, stuff like that. So you can get some acapellas here. And there's another one called, let me search my manager again. Oh, it's called Freesound. And Freesound is actually cool, not just for acapellas, but if you're also looking for kind of weird, cool sounds, a lot of people on freesound.org is the website. They'll go out and record with these little field recorders, weird, people hitting cans, rivers flowing, just people out in crowds, all kinds of cool, weird sounds. So this is super cool. Also, if you're looking to add a little something interesting to a track. But you can also go here to freesound.org and you can just search acapella, and you're going to find all kinds of different samples of people where it's just people singing or people talking, stuff like that. So that's going to be a good place. I would say personally, if you're trying to get into musical singing acapellas, this Acapellas for You website is probably the best one because I find that they keep it up to date with more modern type songs. So I would go there first if you're trying to get some free stuff where you can practice mixing some acapellas and then maybe putting your own drums, putting your own instruments around it. So once again, if you're just joining us, if you are recording your own vocals with a microphone, put it in the comments. Let me know that you're recording your own vocals, and let me know what kind of microphone you're using. And like I said, we're going to cover all of this stuff, but I would like to see who's doing what the most, so that way I can start the next class off. Either we'll work with acapellas first, or I'll actually show you some vocal recording techniques on the microphone. I'm also going to show you all some cool vocal tricks, stuff that you can add to your productions that you may have never seen before, that are going to be really interesting to add into your songs. So that way it's not just going to be a boring singer on the microphone. Again, it depends on the genre. If it's just a simple kind of acoustic style pop song, you're not going to want to go crazy with all these different vocal effects and different ad libs and extra stuff. But if you're doing like EDM or drum and bass, dubstep, especially rap vocals, I have a ton of great techniques that I'm going to show y'all to really spice up your tracks. So once again, you guys, I wanted to keep this one short. I wanted to just give all of you some material to work with before the next class. If you're mixing vocals, come back to class on Thursday with some questions for me so that I can answer and get you started or get you further along on your journey to making your vocals better. And on the next class, what I'm going to do is actually go into the DAW and I'm gonna work on this song that we've been kind of working on the past couple weeks, and I'm going to start adding some vocals to it, and I'm going to start showing you all these little tricks that I've learned over the years as far as how to make your vocals sound better, how to record them better, and also some cool little vocal tricks that you can use both on the production side of things, and also some tricks that you can use to make your vocals sound fuller, make them sound wider, and just overall make them sound bigger and more interesting. So be sure to hit share on the stream. And again, if you're just joining us, I put the Music Producer School community link in the comments on the Facebook stream here. So be sure to go join the Music Producer School community. Like I said, every Saturday after Saturday's class, I'm going over there. I'm letting you post your tracks. I'm going to listen to your tracks there, and I'm going to give you feedback on what I think is going good with them, what I think could be better, and what type of stuff you could do to just overall make your productions better. So guys, I told you I'm going to keep it short today. Y'all go work on some vocals, practice with some acapellas. Come back to class on Thursday and let me know what your specific questions are when it comes to vocals. And we're going to keep working on this song that I've been doing as an example. And I'm going to start showing y'all some super cool tricks. So y'all have a good one. That's going to be it for today. I'll see y'all on Thursday. Y'all have a great day.